Hello Bookish friends, welcome to another book tag. In this tag video, I'm going to do a very old tag actually. Gilmore Girls book tag. I very recently finished watching Gilmore Girls for the first time. And to celebrate this occasion actually, I decided to do this tag which was originally created by Pucksandpaperbacks. Her original video is unfortunately not available. I found a video containing the questions done by Vienna's books. There are basic questions and book questions regarding this tag. The first question is, how did you discover this show? I've actually been aware of the show while it was originally aired. I didn't watch it at the time when it was airing in one of the channels in Turkey. When I became a member of Netflix and when I saw that it was available, I wanted to watch it because I have heard so many good things about this show. Question 2 is, do you own the collection? No. As long as it's available on Netflix, I can watch it, but I do not own the collection. Question 3 is favorite season. My favorite season is actually season 4, in which Luke and Lorelai gradually develop feelings that are more than friendship. And I also really do like season 5 because it is the season that they are mostly together. Least favorite season, season 6, the last season. Especially the first half of the season was really hard to watch because I kind of guessed that it would end in happy ending, and I thought those episodes were a waste of time in my opinion. My favorite episode is episode in which Luke and Lorelai share their first dance together in a celebration. That episode was magical, and I really like the episode in which Luke says, "I am all in," which means a lot of things, considering he's not a man of words. And the book questions are the questions related to the characters in the series. Lorelai, a character with a witty or sarcastic sense of humor. Lady Danbury from Bridgerton's series. I think she is the most delightful character in the whole series. I realized that I rated the books that she is in it much higher, so I'm really enjoying her character and her contribution to the series. Rory, your favorite classic. It is Jane A by Charlotte Bronte. I have talked so much about this book. In summary, I can say that I love the character development of Jane in that book. Luke, a book you secretly love but are afraid to admit. I think I'm past beyond that stage in which I'm afraid to admit that I love a book. I might be afraid to admit that I love a man, but not a book. It is Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. In spite of its containing so many cliches of the genre, I think it's a very exciting light thriller book, which I love. Lane, a musical character. I'm going to say Jane from Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. Jane is an accomplished pianist in this thriller book. Dean, your first book love character or book you first loved. It is Jimmy, the main male character in Pollyanna series by Eleanor H. Porter. Actually the character in the second book, because Jimmy was a young adult, much valid love interest than Jimmy in the first book, which was a middle grade book. Pollyanna is also the first book that I've loved when I was a little girl. So it is the answer to both of the questions. Sooki, a book you devoured. It is Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I loved the writing style and the storytelling of this book so much. I forced myself to read the book slower because I wanted the feeling of enjoyment to last longer. Jess, a book you love that gets the most hate. It is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. It has racist issues. The book has very racist issues. But I love the book. I think, like Jane Eyre, it's a fascinating character development book. And I think it's also a very detailed and exciting historical fiction as well. Miss Patty, a book that was ruined by the hype. Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. It's not a bad book in any sense of the way. Maybe I was expecting much more than just a love story, but I definitely thought it was overhyped. Emily Gilmore, an expensive book. Emily Gilmore, in spite of all her faults, is my favorite character. And it was such a coincidence that we have this very expensive book, Sadık Bey by Bülent Şenocak, which talks about my grandparents in that book. It's a collection of families in the middle of the 20th century. It was quite an expensive book, considering it's just a paperback, but it's huge. And since Emily Gilmore is very much into families, I thought this book fitted perfectly. And the last question is Paris, an uptight character. I'm going to talk about the character in a book that I'm currently reading, Vienna in Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. In the beginning of the book especially, she's very uptight and very rigid, but as we progress through the book, she becomes more and more aware of her uptightness, but she's still a very cautious and reserved character for sure. So those were my answers for Gilmore Girls book tag. Since it's a very old tag, I will not tag anybody specifically, but please do the tag if you are or were a fan of Gilmore Girls. I really would like to know your answers, especially the general questions. And if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye! As for Turkish Word of the Day, I'm going to choose newspaper, since Rory worked in a newspaper. Newspaper means gazete in Turkish, and gazete is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day!